3, 2, 1. Hey, what's up, film fans? Ni hao. It's Darren here, greeting you on a wonderful Friday afternoon. Just gone afternoon. Incredibly sunny, just ridiculous. The heat has been immense. Currently 41 degrees, sorry. So yeah, busy hiding out inside and getting another Filmstock tryouts out of the way. This is number 25. Thank you so much for joining. Sent off 40 rolls to the lab a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, and got them back. Just a whole bunch of negatives here that I've been busy scanning in. The lab also did scan some for me in TIFF and JPEG, so I'm going to try to do a comparison their lab scans versus my scans, which will be pretty cool. I got this. I don't know if you guys know what this is. This is real cool, so let me try. See, there we go. Watch closely and also listen to the sound. Pretty cool. Do you know what that is? And yeah, kind of, I guess, not really inspired, or yes, inspired by Jeff Bridges, and Peter McKinnon shared that on his channel, and I kind of had to try get something similar, so I found that for $15 roundabout. Haven't tried it yet, but it seems to be working. What I'm going to try that out soon. Anyway, Kodak UltraMax 400, that's what you saw in the thumbnail, and enough wasting time. This is actually a roll. The images you'll see in this video are actually a roll, or from a roll that one of the first rolls of 35mm film that I shot in this camera when I was learning this camera, and I made a few mistakes. Hard panicked. What happened is I was busy trying out this camera, and sometimes I thought that the shutter would get stuck, the button wouldn't go release, and actually it was just the setting that it was on. So I just had to figure that out. This little dial here was not back, so it sometimes would get stuck and I couldn't completely press in the shutter, but actually it was locked on L, so it was locked. But then I figured that out. And then another thing where I really hard panicked was this little curtain there. Somehow I managed to, I don't know if you can see there now. Yeah, anyway, that curtain was down and I hard panicked. I didn't know what was, I thought I broke the shutter. And I was hard panicking until eventually I found out, like I was just pressing and clicking and sliding everything on the camera. Almost took the roll of film out, actually, thinking, well, it's lost now. But yeah, I figured that out, thankfully. But yeah, so UltraMax 400. I suppose I'm going to try to keep it simple. UltraMax has incredible colors, and on Threads I shared a thing, and so many people just responded saying they love the colors of UltraMax. UltraMax is the GOAT, it's the best. You'll see later on, so stick around. But yeah, I love the colors that UltraMax has. Very vivid. They pop, they jump off the images. They're just beautiful. They have a clarity to the rendering. They're just incredible. UltraMax also has a very fine grain that doesn't steal from the clarity in the images, and that's something that I really love. Obviously, with UltraMax being one of the first color films that I shot, and then I've shot more since then, I've just come to love more and more how beautiful the grain is in the images, and that's one of those film stocks that just screams this was shot on film. And I think you'll see in some of the images that I share of mine, and then later on in the highlights of your images, you'll see just, I don't know, it has that film quality to it that is just, it's like a feeling, it just is in you. So yeah, I love the grain. It's fine grain, but it's still beautifully clear. And then UltraMax is sharp and still dreamlike. Maybe saying vivid is a better word. The images are vivid. There's strong separation between subject and background. All of the details around, they just all seem to be separate but also one at the same time. Struggling to find the ways to describe this. Yeah, I guess with a lot of art, it takes seeing and it's an internal understanding more so than what we can put into words, even though we try. So yeah, tremendously vibrant reds, greens, yellows, and blues, which actually is part of the incredible colors thing. Yeah, the reds, all those colors, actually all the colors, but those ones are very, very vibrant, and they stand out so beautifully on the images. You'll see some of the images that I took of my boy Barkley in his little blue shirt, the flowers against the blue background, just really, really beautiful, and those colors are strong. They just feel rich. I don't really know how else to describe it except for feel. And then what I would and enjoy using UltraMax for is pretty much any style of photography. It's wonderful for experimenting, and it's got an amazing latitude, which really helps and is forgiving. And you'll see in my shots as well, trying out, making some mistakes with the film. I made quite a few mistakes learning the camera and just trying to figure it out as I go, underexposing, overexposing, and almost every image is an image that I love, even with the mistakes. And you'll see also in the community highlights, there's so many people overexposing, underexposing UltraMax. It really is an incredible film, particularly for those starting out, where at least it's budget friendly. It's one of the more affordable Kodak films, Kodak color films, and it's just incredible latitude, great grain, excellent sharpness, and wonderful to experiment with, as you'll see. So yeah, I enjoy using UltraMax for pretty much anything, capturing life's beauty and the memories that I have with my wife, my own life, and our dog, and just life that happens around us. I use it for that, documenting life, but also the beauty in life that I see on the streets here in China and just wherever I go. I shot some in Vietnam as well, and that was really, really cool. Still got to scan that in though. But yeah, so what I love about UltraMax is how fine the grain is, and yet still visible. It's kind of like a film stamp of authenticity, where it shows, and it just, I don't know, film grain and then grain added digitally to digital photos are different, and perhaps that can be an experiment that I can try out. But film grain with the grain coming from the halide, the crystals in the film itself, and the chemicals and the development, it is a part of the, it's in the picture. It's like a unified unit, I guess. But film added, grain added over digital images on like Lightroom or digital editing software, it doesn't, it's like a layer over it. It's not a part of the film. I think I need to do better at how to describe that, but yeah, that's what I love about it. It's a part of the image. The grain doesn't take away from the image, it helps form and build the image. That's what I love about it. It's like a second or third creative element in the film that it uses to build the beauty in the images. And then yeah, that's kind of my overview thoughts. 4-part rating for exposure latitude. I'm getting ahead of myself. So what I do on my Instagram stories is I do this little thing, you'll see it come up on the side, where I give a 4-part rating breakdown of each film stock that I try out, just to give you a reference point for shooting the film, kind of what to do with it. And then I share my images in those stories and on my Instagram, and yeah, so yeah, that might, I hope, help you. 4-part rating, exposure latitude, I gave it 4.5 out of 5. UltraMax's exposure latitude is incredible, going from 3 stops over to even sometimes 2 stops under, depending on how you use it, with intentionality, I guess. Sharpness, I'd say about 3.5 to 4 out of 5. It's very, very sharp, beautifully so. Contrast, it has a strong contrast, but there's still a little bit of room, so I gave it a 3.5 out of 5 there. Grain, I said 2 to 3 out of 5, but actually I reckon it could go from about 1 to 3 out of 5, and that varies because of how you shoot it, if you overexpose or underexpose or nail exposure, and that all depends on what you're wanting to get out of the images. If you're underexposing on purpose, then you'll see some of that grain become more prevalent in the images, and particularly in the shadows. If you overexpose or just slightly overexpose, you might see less of the grain, and the image might seem to be almost grainless, but you'll see it there. So yeah, that's kind of my full pot rating. Hope that helps. And then I posted on Threads asking you guys to share your UltraMax images with me, and I try to do this for every video just so that I can highlight some of your work and just show the community. And that's kind of what I really love about this, is this community, and we can inspire and encourage one another. So I got a ton of responses, and yeah, I'm just going to try feature all of those. So thank you to everyone that shared your images with me. I appreciate you, and I hope that I did manage to get everybody who shared their images with me. I got your stuff in here. So yeah, watch this, find some incredible work here by your community, by our community, photography community. Thank you so much for sharing. And yeah, this is going to be what plays out the video, I guess, and then stay tuned for whatever's coming next. Just keep making stuff, be blessed, have an amazing weekend, and yeah, shoot some film, I guess. So thank you guys to everyone. Here's the community highlights, and if you saw your photo here, let me know below. Yeah, and also find the secret phrase if you can. See ya.